After making quite a splash at the Bravo Fan Fest in Miami, it's all eyes on the 16th season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and over the weekend, avid viewers of the show got a taste and a sneak peek into the upcoming season. It all comes after a fed pile of disasters ensued back to back while the show was being filmed. There's been alleged gunshots, revenge con fiascos, and the eventual suspension of a certain Kenya Moore. And then there was that last minute casting of Phaedra, who returns to the show despite the controversies that led to her dismissal at one time, which also created a wave of blowbacks because how is it that Phaedra is now the poster child to return with a peach while funny things are happening with Kenya? We've moved past that, but now Cohen is also confirming that Kenya Moore will be part of the season and that not even the material she was suspended for will be excluded. It raises a number of questions, but it's too early to start whining. Porsha is now also gushing about filming with Dennis and their family unit and talking about why that is incredibly important for the show. But after suffering through a messy transition for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the 16th season is finally shaping up and being readied for arrival in early 2025. Executive producer Cohen has started teasing the vibe and quality, revealing at the Bravo Fan Fest in Miami that he has seen about 7 episodes and that he is so far impressed about the show's direction in its new era. Promotion for the comeback is in full swing now, and even Drop It With Drew has started throwing shots at Porsha over Instagram. You know, the girls always start getting active around their beefs when the show is about to air. And at the same time, Cohen also confirmed that the scenes taped with Kenya Moore will be part of the season, which is wild because we would have assumed that if Kenya's offenses were bad enough to warrant being suspended indefinitely, maybe they would have been excluded and left on the cutting floor. Not so, confirms Andy, who has now taken us back to square one about the whole situation.
You want to get your thoughts on Kenya taking accountability for the photo thing? Thoughts?
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I've talked to her a lot over the last few months, and I was happy to see that. And again, sorry, we're months away from Atlanta premiering, but it's really good. And I think, there was a lot of people were saying, where's Atlanta? What's happening? What's taking so long? What took so long is that we wanted to get it exactly right, and we were really serious about casting. And this season is a very pivotal season for that show. It's a major crossroads for the show, and we wanted to make sure that we were sending it off into the future, and we did.
The announcements comes just days after Kenya Moore made a stop at the Tamron Hall show, where she took accountability for taking it too far with the revenge con stuff in the early days of taping this year. Now, this is purely conspiratorial, silly, and for entertainment purposes only, but it gave me humiliation ritual because not long after she took accountability on a mainstream platform, it cleared the way forward for a couple of things, like setting the scene for Andy to confirm that the footage has been kept on the show, and also for the other ladies to speak more frankly around the issue. Unlike Phaedra, who mumbled her way out stating an outright position, Porsha stated her take on the Kenya situation. She said, "I'm still in contact with Kenya and I'm still hopeful that she can work it out with the cast and with the network and find a way forward. I was really excited for the audience to see our growth because out of everything, it was super genuine. It was very much big sis, little sis energy that anybody would be able to relate to. I definitely hated that it didn't work out, but sometimes you have to pay for some of your mistakes and come around on the end." Now, one of the things I adore about Porsha is her positivity. She has a light, cheerful, and fun energy, which is always fun to watch. And that moment with her having an elevator door mishap is classic Porsha. And we've missed that. Bravo treated guests and attendees at the same event to a first look sneak peek into the highly anticipated season, and it's all things Porsha Williams, which is unsurprising because for the most part of the season, she will pretty much be the only main girl left from the heydays of the show. Williams has always been considered one of the most iconic housewives across the franchises, and certainly one of the heavy hitters on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her return was always going to trigger a frenzy, and the network and production are also hoping it will possibly offset the big losses in viewership that have taken place over time. She's also in the middle of a messy divorce and a legal battle with Simon Gubadia, whom she met on this very show while he was married to another castmate. That's all in the past now, though, in the sneak peek as Williams invites viewers into the fallout. Take a look.
I got to file for divorce.
Morning.
How you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good. My divorce from Simon, I haven't dealt with the emotional part yet. I've had to deal with logistics.
Ready?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Now, two things. First of all, Fans took note of the glow up in the confessional format of the show. They are now giving us full body shots and giving the space around the cast a whole lot more real estate. I think it's cute, and it's a clear indication that the show is updating more than just its ensemble. Something about that one change suggests production will potentially be experimenting with a whole lot more, including the show's color grading, the overall aesthetic, style, and pace of the show. And number 2, jumping straight into Porsha's divorce also tells us that this time they really intend to come correct. When Porsha left the show initially back in 2019 in the middle of a public blowback about how she ended up with Simon, viewers lamented missing out on the juiciest, most dramatic arc in her journey on the show. It's great to see they know this and have chosen to highlight it ahead of the show's arrival. Porsha talks about the house, which Simon petitions the court to bar from being on the show. Remember that following their chaotic separation, Simon changed the locks at their marital mansion, and in retaliation, Porsha took him to court to argue that, according to the terms of their prenup, in the event of a divorce, he would have to vacate the house. Both of us have 50-50 interest in the house, Williams says in the snippet. So him now saying he doesn't want me to film in the house is an issue. Porsha's lawyers explained that they were drafting a document that made it legal for her to film in the house, as the court had granted her to stay there. Because Simon sent a cease and desist, I can't film in the house, Williams said. Now, you don't play with where I make my money. Don't do that. And that he did because at some point, Simon was petitioning the courts to get Bravo to submit all recordings, footage, filming material, images, etc. and hand it to him. But as of November 2024, Porsha has finally won the case, allowing all that footage from their marital home to be part of the show. A judge ruled against Simon's request, and Porsha can film in their shared home. In the documents seen by a number of publications, Porsha's temporary sole and exclusive possession, use, and occupancy of the marital residence includes wives' unrestricted rights to film and produce television, film, or social media or other audiovisual content in and around the marital residence. Where's your house, Porsha? But then again, this one really sells the illusion of opulence. It's in her bag. Moving on now to one half of Freakin' Frag.
Freaking fraud.
Phaedra Park's re-entry into the Real Housewives of Atlanta has reignited interest in the enduring legacy of shade and scandal. After a 6-year hiatus, her return was officially announced some months ago, long after the filming of season 16 had already begun. This late addition to the cast came at a time when major cast shakeups were already in motion: Kenya Moore's suspension, Candice's departure after 14 years with the show, and the looming question of how Phaedra would navigate the group without her former nemesis Candy and Kenya. In a recent interview, Phaedra confirmed that she would appear in only 5 to 6 episodes of the upcoming season, teasing fans with, "I'm there for a good time, not a long time." And so it's going to be very good. This strategic choice places her squarely in the middle of key moments while avoiding long-term entanglements. Despite a limited presence on the show, Phaedra has seen glimpses of season 16's most controversial moments, including Kenya's suspension, which she cryptically described as, "It sounded very Kenya to me." Okay. Now, Kenya and Phaedra's rivalry has remained one of the show's most iconic feuds, from shade throwing to all-out verbal warfare. The duo has never shied away from keeping audiences entertained. Fans speculate now, though, that this dynamic will likely be reignited during Phaedra's return, as a comment suggests she hasn't softened her stance on Kenya. And maybe all of this building up to season 17? Now, Phaedra's original departure from the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2017 was anything but graceful.
You said that? That I wanted to drug her.
Fired from masterminding a damning and false narrative about Candy allegedly drugging and attempting to assault Porsha Williams, Phaedra left the show amid significant backlash. Candy later made it clear that she wouldn't return to RHOA if Phaedra did, creating a stalemate for years. However, with Candy's recent exit, Bravo seemingly seized the opportunity to bring Phaedra back, banking on her ability to revive the franchise's dramatic core. While gearing up for her RHOA comeback, Phaedra has also been navigating a time on Bravo's Married to Madison, where her inclusion has raised eyebrows. Phaedra, who is neither a doctor nor married to one, has faced criticisms from fans and co-stars alike for being out of place. Dr. Heavenly Kimes, never wants to mince her words, took to Instagram Live in July stating, "It makes no sense as to why Phaedra is on Married to Madison because she's not married to Madison and does not fit with the women." Despite these criticisms, Bravo doubled down on casting Phaedra, likely hoping her wit and larger-than-life persona would translate to Married to Madison audience. However, viewers have also accused Phaedra of giving bare minimum energy during her first season. And for season 2, there are allegations that some cast members invited her ex-husband Apollo and his wife to a cast trip in a bid to stir up drama. This tactic, reminiscent of past moves to activate cast members like Quad, reportedly backfired, leaving Phaedra unengaged. Damn, heavenly. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors suggest that Phaedra inserted a clause into a Married to Medicine contract barring any discussion of the infamous Candy saga. Such a stipulation could explain her reluctance to dive into deeper conflicts, further alienating her from the cast. I guess it was just too much of a headache because that's just how the ladies roll on Married to Medicine. That's why Quad didn't run for the hills when they brought her ex back with a new fiance, Sweet Tea, who is now also part of the lead cast. Now, with speculation swirling that Phaedra might not even attend this upcoming Married to Medicine reunion, her future with the show seems uncertain. Sources claim that something big happened behind the scenes during filming, potentially signaling her exit after only 2 seasons with the show. The decision would align with her renewed focus on RHOA, which offers a platform better suited to her dramatic flair and history with the Housewives franchise. Are you excited for the return of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Comment down below, like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching until the end. Until next time, bye.